As I mentioned before, COP reaction is a 3 and 3 sigma traffic reaction that has 6 carbon atoms involved in it. Question is, can I replace one of those 6 carbon atom by another atom and get such a rearrangement? The answer is yes. You can replace one of the carbon atoms by oxygen and still have technically a COP rearrangement. But we have a specific name for it, and we call it the Claisen rearrangement. The Claisen rearrangement, and in the Claisen rearrangement, we have a vinylic group attached to oxygen, and other side we have allylic group. So technically we have an ether. And our oxygen, it has 2 lone pairs, and is attached to 2 carbons, one of them through sp3 hybridization, and the second carbon attached to oxygen through sp2 hybridization. So I have sp3 here. On that carbon, it has sp2 hybridization. Which one is easier to break? Clearly the one that with sp3 hybridization. So let's break that bond. And I'm going to highlight this. Okay, oxygen has 2 lone pairs. Okay, we're going to move it. We're going to move them in a way that's technically the sigma bond. The one I highlighted, it will be gone. And right now I have 1, 2, 3. There, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's move this pi bond here, and that pi double bond, it will move there. And now what will happen to the sigma bond? We're going to give those 2 electrons to oxygen, and of course it's going to share it with carbon to get a double bond. So the product that we will get, it will be something like this. We will have, this is the new sigma bond attached here. Like we have carbon attached to another carbon, and that carbon attached to oxygen through double bond. What else? Okay, now we have carbon, carbon number 3 attached to carbon number 2, and here we're going to have a double bond. Okay, the question is, what's the driving force of this chemical reaction, and why this reaction moved to the right side? And so I'm going to say the reason for it, we turned a CO bond, single bond, to CO, okay, C double bond with O. CO double bond. Okay, the delta H of this reaction is going to be negative. So this reaction is exothermic. So I'm going to say the driving force is like getting more stable chemical bond, which is going to be a carbonyl, technically functional group. Again, we can label this one as 3 and 3. Is it possible to replace one of this substituent with, like another group? The answer is yes. You can, for example, replace the vinylic group by an aryl group, and that's going to give you a similar, product. Okay. But before we run this reaction, I have to mention a couple of things. First, we have an aromatic ring, or we have a ring that it has 3 pi bonds. Okay, 3 pi bonds means 6 electrons. Is it aromatic? Let's double check it. For n plus 2, if you put n equal 1, see whether you get 6 electron or not. So I go 4 multiply 1 plus 2, that's going to give me 6 electron. This system is aromatic. What does it mean? It means you have really conjugated pi system. And because it's a conjugated pi system, it's really stable. It does not want to get rid of the aromaticity. Plus, any carbon that you pick in the ring, it has a hydrogen atom. Okay. And the bond that I'm going to break it will be this bond. Again, why? Because we have a carbon that it has sp3 hybridization. Our oxygen, it has 2 lone pairs. So how about this? Let's go after this bond. Okay, we're going to break technically that bond. And remember, here we have hydrogen. Okay, so the pi bond is going to actually go after this carbon, and the double bond will move here. Okay, that sigma bond is going to move there. So what do we get? Our oxygen has 2 lone pairs. Okay, it's going to get technically a double bond with carbon. But before I draw that one, let me get rid of this sigma bond. This sigma bond, I'm going to erase it. And I will have a sigma interaction between those 2 carbon. So I'm going to have a sigma interaction here. I should have 1, 2, 3 carbon. Here we go. Okay, 3 carbons. So we said 1, 2, 3 carbons. That's 1, 2, 3 carbons. And of course, I do have a hydrogen atom here. Now, if you look to the carbon that I'm going to highlight, this carbon, it has more than actually 8 electrons, which is wrong. So we need to fix this one. We're going to raise the double bond here. And we give those 2 electrons to oxygen, and oxygen is going to make a double bond sorry, carbon is going to make a double bond with oxygen. So here we go. Now oxygen is acted and all carbons also acted. Okay, now what happened? We got rid of the aromaticity to get a double bond between carbon and oxygen. And is it good things? Yes. And the double bond, the CO double bond is really, really, like formation of it is exothermic, is a good thing to do. But we lost the aromaticity, and aromaticity it will make the system more stable. Is there any way to regain it? And the answer is going to be yes. And okay, let's say you have water molecule inside the system. So let's say we have a base like this. Okay, this base is going to go after that hydrogen. And if we take that, technically that here hydrogen, we'll have 2 electrons that we can give them to that carbon. And if that one happen, this is gonna structure that we will get. We'll have something like this. I forgot to draw the double bond here, so I'm going to add the double bond there. Oh, my bad. Actually, the double bond should be here. Okay. Now, is there any way, again, to get rid of the hydrogen? I said you can go with water. It will take the hydrogen, and that's going to leave us, with this. So we said, right now, we have a double bond between those two. Okay, and so those two electrons that I have, I'm going to put them here, and that's going to give me a double bond there. So I'm going to draw that double bond. And now the 2 electrons that I had the pi bond that I had between oxygen and carbon, I'm going to move it to top of oxygen, and that's going to give me 3rd lone pair. Now there is a negative charge there, and that one it will be -1. Okay, what happened with the hydrogen? Hydrogen now attached to oxygen. So that means we have this one. Okay, right now we have oxygen with a negative charge. We have this. Okay, and is it possible to retake hydrogen from water? Remember, oxygen, it has a positive charge, and I'm going to say, okay, oxygen, this oxygen is going to go after hydrogen. It will regain the H. Now we will have H there. Okay, oxygen, it has 2 lone pair. The system is aromatic, and here also we have that R, okay, with a double bond or allylic actually system. And this rearrangement, again, this is a Claisen rearrangement, and but it's happened through allylic or in aerial, ethers. And one reason actually for a reaction to move to the right side is formation of double bond between carbon and oxygen. And but in case if there is a possibility to remove hydrogen from the system, it can go through another actual rearrangement to regenerate the technically aryl phenyl group for you. Okay, we do have those chemical reactions actually happening in our body all the time, and we use them to make some molecules. And one example, I can say vitamin D, and as you see here, we have 2 double bonds there, and there's a sigma bond. If we apply and then light, we can break that sigma bond, and now we're going to get this conjugated system. And that conjugated system, it can go through rearrangement, but the rearrangement this time it will be 1 and 7. And why 1 and 7? Because we're going to go after this bond. Okay, let's label them. I'm going to zoom here, and I'm going to say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and and that's going to be 1. Hydrogen is moving to carbon number 7, so the rearrangement is going to be 1 and 7, and that's going to give us the final product. This is going to be the end of this lecture, and I'm going to stop here. Thank you very much.